Hi, this is Zhao Peng. I'm a doctoral student at Carolina Health Informatics program at UC Chapel Hill. I'm interested in learning about how people exchange information over dialogue, and therefore I have a lot of opportunities to interact with the textual data. In this section, I will briefly talk about three important tasks you'll be dealing with in text information extraction. They are part of speech tagging or post tagging, name identity recognition or NER, and relation extraction. Before we dive into the details, what do we mean when we talk about the text information extraction? As we got a chunk of text, like the text on the Wikipedia page of the NIH, we got unstructured data, which are not organized in a predefined manner. The computer cannot recognize and interpret them. How can we extract interesting facts out of them? It's like many dots scattered randomly in this plan. When we use text mining techniques to digitalize the text, we're making the text more processable for the computer. We look at the text objects and how they are correlated with each other. So far, the unstructured data becomes more structured and makes more sense. As the information is gathered and relations become clearer, we can figure out some particular types of information that describes facts about NIH, like the number of employees, annual budget, sub-agencies. Over the course of this procedure, we're trying to extract the information objects that we are interested in and the relationships between those objects. By answering what they are and how they are related, we gain knowledge and insights from the text. First, post tagging. When we learn language in a school, we were taught that a word can have categories in a sentence, like the noun, verb, article, adjective, etc. For example, in this sentence, we have dog and sausage as nouns, spicy as an adjective to modify the sausage, like as a verb to describe the relation between the dog and sausage, and the my to specify the dog and also to specify the situation of the like. What we are doing here is describing the lexical features and function of each word with a label based on its definition and context. These tags are not trivial, because in many cases, a word can have more than one category in a sentence. With the post tagging, we can distinguish those different categories. For example, here we have likes in three sentences. The first like is a verb, the second is a preposition with the meaning of the having the same characteristics as. The third like is a conjunction which introduces a clause, working similarly to the phrase as if. With this tags, we can determine the unique lexical category of a word in the context of the sentence. Now, what types of tags can we use to label the word? There are more than 20 types of post-tag sets developed in the computational linguistics community. Some of them have fine granularities, while some are coarse. One of the most commonly used post-tag sets is the Payne tree bank, which was developed in the University of Pennsylvania in 1989. This tag set contains 36 post tags and 12 other tags like the punctuation and currency symbols. Another very popular one is the universal tag set developed in 2012. This tag set is less fine-grained, but more flexible and simpler to use if detailed distinctions are not required. For example, the adverb in Payne tree bank are classified into 3 different types, whereas the universal set only has 1. You can also see the verb in the Payne tree bank has 6 different types in terms of the tense and singular or non-singular, but the universal set only has 1. These tag sets try to identify the basic lexical categories of the words in a sentence at different levels of detail. The post tagging can help us do many things. It can help us with syntactic chunking, that is, identifying the proper combination of words, such as the phrases. A phrase generally provides us with more detailed information than a single word. For example, in this sentence, we want to extract the noun phrases. Normally, a noun phrase consists of a determiner, which means article, the a, maybe an adjective, and ends with one or more than one nouns. We assign post-text to each word and extract the noun phrases based on that pattern. Another use case can be sentiment analysis. Sentiment means the positive and negative emotion of a sentence. The emotion is largely determined by the adjectives and adverbs in a sentence. Look at two Yelp reviews on the right. One is positive with the words like good, reasonable, and attentive, while the other is negative with words like worst and misleading or fraudulent. Okay, now we have a basic sense of what post-tagging is and how it helps us in text mining. In addition to syntactic chunking and sentiment analysis, what else use cases you can think about of the post-tagging? And it's time to play with the code below. Tag the words and extract noun phrases.